You got her blinking.
She's blinking. She is blinking big time. Wow.
Whoa.
No trouble to hear it, eh?
No. Got a different switch to put on it?
Yeah, problem. Show you something there. I'm going to be adding 2 smaller 5-inch lights to each side, or 1 on each side.
Okay.
People aren't seeing me in this. I've almost been ran over. It's not like the big wing.
No, it's not.
So I'm going to put 2 smaller ones there, but they're going to be running off the same circuit as here. But the problem is you can't run all of them lights off that one circuit. So I put in a relay.
Okay.
And that's why you're hearing the clicking. That's the relay clicking in.
Oh.
Now if I turn it off, now it's just high and low beam. That's like a wig-wag type of thing to get people's attention when you're passing them.
Yeah, so you needed that because, like you said, you're adding more light, so
Yeah.
it needs that relay to handle extra power.
Yeah, the relay takes the power away from the circuit and it protects the switch.
Okay.
It basically looks after heat management and draw.
Good.
While we're looking at relays, this is the old type of relay. What you would do with this relay here, before you installed it, you would put an inline fuse on this one, so that way if anything happened within the circuit, the fuse would blow and not damage the wiring or its components, right? Now this is the actual relay, that's a pigtail that comes with it, right? But as of late, they come out with a new type of relay. We don't use them anymore. We use these.
You see the two close
See the
up?
difference?
Yes, you got fuses.
Yeah, so now when you put this one on, you don't have to cut the harness and put an inline fuse in.
No?
The fuse is here.
Wow.
Isn't that cool?
It is cool.
So there it is. So yeah, you can get them on Fleabay. And this one here is a 30 amp. I'd recommend 30 amps. And also you'd have to buy the pigtail separate. Now sometimes you look around in the offshore ones over in Chinese town there, or China, you can get them, 2 of them together. But I usually buy a bushel of them when I'm buying them, because they're expensive around here, and basically when you buy them around here they come from China too. So that's it. The other thing is, this is a video, kind of got off the beaten path here. This here is a video on LED lighting. This particular bike has all LED lighting. The reason why I'm bringing this up now is because I get the question at least once or twice a week, you know, have you converted the bike over to LED lighting? And yes, I have. So that's all LED bulbs in there now. That clicking you're hearing, that's a built-in speaker that comes with these bikes back in 1980 to let you know your signal light is on. Of course now you don't have that because they have self-canceling signal lights. But yeah, so people are asking me about putting in LED lighting and how difficult is it? Well, it's really not that difficult. Here are the bulbs. That's some of them. That's a single contact one.
Yeah.
And again,
That's what they look like.
yeah, and again, that's a single contact, but that's what it looks like.
Okay.
And I mean, there's nothing to them, right? Now, the ones that's in the bike is double contact because her signal lights are also running lights. So, yeah, so that's what they look like. Again, it's from China. 2 problems you're going to run into with this. When you put them in, you're going to run into one of 2 problems, actually. If you're lucky, you won't have any. And you could end up having 3 problems, I should say. If it's in an automobile, you could end up with an error on your instrument cluster that says you got a light out, because these lights draw so little in energy that the systems in the car think that the bulb was burned out.
Wow.
Yeah. Also on the bike, in this particular case, I put in the 4 bulbs, turned it on, they wouldn't click.
Oh.
Nothing. Nothing. Okay? So, you have now what they call an LED flasher.
Oh my gosh. Can't keep against it all.
Well, you'll know it's an LED flasher. LED.
Yeah.
Okay? So it will recognize the fact that it's a low draw and it will click. Okay? It'll go click. If you're lucky, it'll go click, 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 click. But there's also another little complication that you could run into. And it's called rapid flash. And we ran into that with Old Blue.
Yep.
When I put the LED lights in Old Blue, of course the backlights were all LED lights. With the lights off, you would go down and take a turn, tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
It was just like
Yep.
crazy flash, right? So anyway, but in the nighttime when I had the headlights on, click, 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 click.
Yeah.
I said, no, what the? Anyway, to solve that problem, you have to get what they call load resistors.
Oh.
No, not your sister.
Gosh.
Not your sister, load resistors. And that's what it looks like. Okay?
Right there.
And you basically find your signal light source, your wire to your signal lights, where it'd be front or back, and you cut the wire going into your bulb, and you join this on here. Don't use them because they're terrible. I hate them. I've told you before.
To any new viewers, all the other viewers.
I'm sure all our regular viewers are very aware. This should be heat shrink. It should be soldered, and you'll have no trouble with it. And then you just cut one wire and you put it there, put it in line between the bulb and the harness.
Oh.
And that will solve that problem as well. Now, I had another chap ask me a while back, because I don't get a chance to answer all the comments and questions. It's just too many. And somebody had asked me one time, have you ever found a bulb that you couldn't get an LED? And I said, yes, actually I did. And I found an example of that today, and I'm going to include it. One of the bikes that we restored was this one right here. And it's a 1966 Honda C200. And the instrument cluster on it had these really tiny, tiny little bulbs. I could not get them anywhere. So when I took the cluster apart, the instrument apart, it had the three bulbs, the old bulbs in it. So I said, oh man, I know I'm not going to use the bike, but I want the bike to be able to, say for instance, I happen to kick the bucket and I'm gone. And some guy buys this bike and he throws the gas in it, and of course the oil's in it, and he charges up the battery, and she's going to start within 2 or 3 kicks guaranteed. And all of a sudden he's going up the road and the instrument cluster's not working. He's going to say, Paul Short wasn't very good, was he? He didn't even fix the lights. But he wouldn't know that I couldn't get the lights, right? So what I did, woke up in the middle of the night with a brainstorm. I said, let's make an LED light.
I'm still trying to get past you, helping out the other guy after you're gone.
So anyway, I made an LED light. So what I did, hang on, are you hanging on? Mm-hmm. We'll use this as a pointer. This here is the LED light. So what I did is I cracked the bulb off, and that's the old mount, and I gouged it out with a little bit of a drill bit. I took an LED bulb, or an LED, a light emitting diode, and I measured the resistance, and I stuffed the resistor down in here as well. Came it through the bottom, soldered it, and soldered it to the side, and they all work perfectly.
Wow.
Yeah, and I actually posted that on one of the motorcycle restoration sites,
Really?
and everybody just went out of their minds. You don't have to be an Einstein to do it, but a lot of times just the idea of doing it is good enough. And that got me through it. Now, it's not pretty,
No, don't handle it.
but it's up inside. It's up inside a cluster. like this. Nobody sees it.
No.
But yet when you turn on the key,
Yeah.
everything lights up.
Yeah.
So, just a little tip for anybody who's doing restoration work. It's a good possibility that you could do the same.
That's right.
As long as you have the base, as long as you have the old bulb. And this is a really small example of a bulb.
Oh yeah.
Most bulbs got a much bigger base, so you know there was a lot of stuffing to do here to get this to work,
It
right?
really went
But
down small, yeah.
they all worked, so I was quite happy. How I ended up with extra bulbs is I ended up having extra parts, and there was an extra cluster in that. Of course, they were burnt out as well, so that's it.
Now, this
So
is dedication. You came on your lunch break to show them that.
yes, that's right. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
Interrupted
well,
your lunch.
we got to put that out now. That one's
Yeah.
done. And then we got another one to come in, and then hopefully it's the weekend. But yeah, so load resistors, LED bulbs, and LED flashers all go hand in hand together. And if you want to have, if you're going to order LED bulbs for a motorcycle or a car, you might as well look for an LED flasher and a few load resistors. Now, not that I use a lot of them.
Yeah, but you're a hoarder.
Well, I'm an LED hoarder.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a surprise.
Yeah, so that's what I am.
The viewers are surprised to hear that.
So we're going in later on now to pick up that diode for the gold wing,
That's right.
right?
Yes, that's right.
So we're gonna people said, well, why didn't you make one for it, right? It's okay to make stuff like that when there's absolutely no alternative. But one of those days, if I decide to sell that bike, I don't want it clobbered up with electrical systems and bulbs and diodes that's made up and taped together or heat shrink together, so that when a guy takes the tank off and he looks down and he gets, like, he's horrified at what he sees.
I know.
You know, you want it to have it back the way the factory
You do.
intended it to be, right? So that's why I paid the $30 for the diode,
That's right.
which I bought a spare one on eBay for $3.95, brand new from China. So, but I need it now, right?
Right.
So what I'll do is at the end of this video, I'll install that and I'll include that as a bonus part.
Yeah,
It'll be like a follow-up to the video that we did the other day
for sure.
on diodes. So with that, folks, I hope you have a safe and happy weekend. I hope I addressed some of the questions that the people have been asking me about. Again, it's hard to get at all the answers. Hard to get to all the questions and the answers now. There's just so many coming in. Facebook is crazy. If you want to join us on Facebook, I'll put the Facebook link there in the description. We're always posting about something, whether we're going here or staying here or bought this or tripped over that or whatever the case may be. It could be anything, you know.
More real life.
I could be making a comment on the Kubota. I could be making a comment on a tool or whatever or anything. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, Facebook is where you'll find me.
Chrome boots.
Chrome boots, yeah. There's been some discussion even about chrome boots.
That's
yeah,
right.
So it is what it is.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, there it is, and it can't be no tizzer. It's a long time since they used that one.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So folks, you guys be good, be careful, have a good weekend. Don't go texting and driving, and please, for the love of the Lord, don't go taking anybody's handicap zone unless you have the permits and you have the right to be there, because it bugs the living hell out of me when I see that. I've been miles away from here and seen somebody in there without a permit and felt like coming back and getting the tractor and dragging them out of it.
Yeah.
They need these places for a reason. So be considerate to others. We'll see you in the next video, folks. Thanks for watching, and God bless. We're back.
Yep.
So we had to go to the city and pick up some parts.
You did.
So just to refresh, this is the bonus section now. Just to refresh everybody's mind of what was going on with this 1980 Honda Goldwing GL 1100 naked, standard. Yeah. Anyway, just come on over here and on this side. And what I'll do is I'll show everybody what's going on. So that's the neutral light. That neutral light should only be on when it's in neutral. I'm going to pull it on the clutch. I'm going to put it in first gear. First gear, light goes out. Look, but when I pull in on the clutch pedal, clutch lever, see the light?
Yeah.
It's not supposed to do that. So in our other video, I started to do some syncing. And I said, well, we know that safety neutral switch is good because the light actually do change. So some way there must be power getting back, because the safety neutral switch only has one wire.
Yeah.
So it's not a real complicated thing. So I said, well, somewhere in the system, this is all tied into the starter relay and stuff. I said, there must be a diode. And a diode does what?
Lets you keep power up on one end without it going all the way to the other end.
You know, it keeps it going in one direction.
Oh yeah, same thing.
No, it's not. No. So anyway,
See, I
over
can't teach
here,
you.
over here, sizing up this harness, in there
That's right.
is a diode.
That's Mr. Diode.
Now in the last video, or not the last video, in the video related to this, which I'll put in the link, I showed a simple way to test these diodes. Did I not?
You sure did.
So, it's the only thing simple, not simple on this is getting the bugger out of there.
Yeah, he's determined to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tight spot.
Yeah, so there's the diode. Okay.
What did you do with the other one? I thought you lost it.
Honda OEM.
There we go.
Only one left in Canada, and he was in Vancouver,
Right.
on the other side of the country.
Yep, other side.
The other side. Yeah. He costs us almost $30.
Oh yeah?
And of course you can get them on Fleabay for $4.99, $3.99 or something. But anyway, but I had to go to China to get them, so it was still the cheapest route.
This is still cheaper, yeah.
So,
quicker.
we're gonna see. It's easier to put in than he is to. Okay, you go back over there to the other side. So we're gonna do the same test again.
Step up here, there we go.
Green light. She's in neutral. We're gonna put her in first.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
See?
Yep.
Put her in the first gear. He goes out. Only time that light should come on is when the bike is in actual neutral. And it has been a success.
Yay.
So seeing nobody else is gonna do this, I gotta do it myself. See you next video, folks. God bless.